here in Virginia, we are taking bold steps to modernize our energy economy, particularly through the development of offshore wind. The Commonwealth is currently in the midst of developing a 2.6 gigawatt commercial offshore wind project in federal waters, and that'll be the first in federal waters. It will be, when fully operational, capable of providing clean renewable energy to about 650,000 homes. As I mentioned, it's currently the largest project in federal waters. The Global Wind Energy Council has said that the outlook for wind energy is going to ramp exponentially. Matter of fact, in looking at 13,000 megawatts in 2024 and over 20,000 megawatts in 2025. All this is good news, but that also means there's more competition for capital. There's going to be a lot more focus here. Mr. Walsh, what can this committee and the administration do to make sure that the United States is more successful in both attracting domestic and international capital? And how can we make sure that we maintain that supply chain? One of the things we're trying to do in Virginia is make sure that some of those wind turbines are actually made in Virginia, as they help produce wind for Virginians and others. But could you help address that question around supply chain? And since Senator Crapos didn't mute himself and is over talking, I'm going to probably get an extra 30 seconds or so out of that. But
thanks for letting me know, Mark. I mute myself, and you can't.
Mr. Walsh, can you take that on supply chain on wind?
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Senator. We agree with you. The economic potential of offshore wind is truly dramatic, and we have a great example from the first grid-connected offshore wind farm in this country in Block Island off of Rhode Island, of how unionized craftspeople from a whole set of building trades under a project labor agreement built that wind farm. The only place where it fell short, and this gets to your question, is in the materials and the technologies that were actually used for the wind turbines, right? The nacelles came from France, the towers came from Spain, and the blades came from Denmark. We can do better than that. One of the ways to do that is to include domestic content incentives or requirements in our offshore wind production tax credit. Another way to do that is on the supply side, because to make the kind of components for offshore wind that are going to be necessary, size and scale is enormously important. There are going to be big capital expenditures going into that, for example, to make one of those blades by domestic manufacturers. And we think we're going to need some supply side help for U.S. manufacturers to actually become competitive in what will be an enormously important economic opportunity. You've seen the data that we have. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory estimates that the Atlantic coast states could create roughly $200 billion in new economic opportunities. So we want to make sure that we capture those benefits, not just on the installation and operation and maintenance, that's important, but also in the manufacturing supply chain as well.